Like, I did not know what breadcrumbing means.
Exactly, I was
and
coming
he
to
did.
that.
And
I was
he
just
did.
coming to
So I'm
you
saying,
did.
what does that make
I was
me?
about to throw that question to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what breadcrumbing is? What do you know what situationship is?
Unfortunately, I know all of this.
You know all of that?
No, some
Who's
of it.
keeping
Some
you,
of it.
you
It's
know,
just
abreast
like
with all these
my
things?
daughter, younger people that I
Yeah.
hang with, and they're not supposed to. Older people also know it. I think older people know more about these things because they're so fascinated by it, and they're not.
Yeah.
So they also learn about this.
And it's FOMO for them, which is very millennial now, not Gen Z.
FOMO is something that existed long before
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
people did, I think.
Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yes. I have to begin this interview with a very special photo that has gone viral on social media. I'll now read some of the comments. किसी ने लिखा है, someone casts Imtiaz in an action movie that body balance is extremely impressive.
That's for a director too.
Yes. And am I the only one amazed by the body balance by Imtiaz more than the singing? So, you know, now here the
Oh,
focus
shit.
is
Sorry
on
about that.
Imtiaz.
I
That
took
back.
stole
But
the
can I see
thunder.
the video? Actually, I haven't
Yes,
seen
of
the
course,
video.
please. Okay, should I just put on? Yeah, you were singing.
So, no, but I'm just seeing what Imtiaz is.
He's here, shooting you. And of course, the audience.
That's lovely, yeah. That's very lovely. But actually, I've seen him do like a lot more than this. This is actually nothing, you know. When we were
Directors do this, no? When they're filming, they do that.
And sometimes you're in like cramped spaces and you have to somehow be behind the camera because the scene is a certain way. And I remember, I don't think you remember, but we were in that train, in that thing, and I was, you know, he was trying to do whatever he could to find his space to, you know, see what is happening in the scene, but also be behind the camera. So I've seen him do this a lot, and he's very.
तो सर अब तो फिल्म कर ही लीजिए, अब तो आ ही जाइए आप।
फिल्म ही तो कर रहा हूँ।
नहीं, फिल्म में आ जाइए as a hero. All your fans are waiting.
Better actors हैं, जब तक मुझसे बेहतर actors मौजूद हैं, मैं ऐसा नहीं करूँगा।
We had gone through some of the accounts, and you know there were some interesting photos, and we just wanted to know what exactly is happening in this particular post. What a beautiful photograph this is. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Everybody.
Oh, right. This was all of these directors. Yeah, see.
And that's a crazy like group of people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Maybe it's Raman sir. That's unbelievable.
So this was, I think, 25 years or some milestone in Rahman sir's journey.
Oh.
And
Okay.
this was soon after Rockstar, and he had invited all directors
He's worked with.
Yeah.
he has worked with, and he also invited me, and I was the youngest. I had just
Right.
done Rockstar, and then he put me into a group of people, and then there was Mani. I was just looking at Mani Ratnam, and there was everybody over there, and so
Yeah.
this is just an August gathering of film directors who have worked with A.R. Rahman, and I was there, and I was more like a spectator, and yeah.
Right.
looking
Another one that you had put out at my old haunt, the room I stayed in Pahalgam during Rockstar.
This is Pine and Peak Hotel.
Pine
Yes.
Peak I've stayed here as
Yeah,
well. This is
yeah.
Pahalgam.
Pahalgam.
Very lovely property.
Yeah, Asif's, my friend's property, very lovely property. And this is the room that I stayed with. So this time, I didn't even remember that this was the room. So Asif bhai told me that, यही आपका कमरा है, आपको तो यहीं रहना है. So then when I later went and sat over there, and Ida was there, then I realized, you know what, man, like I used to sit over here and spend all my time during the shooting of Rockstar. Now I'm home in Kashmir because this is the place for me.
Right.
I remembered later, yeah.
And this one holds a lot of
This is St.
importance.
Michael's High
Yes,
School.
yes.
And I was such a nervous kid over here.
Nervous kid back to walk your corridors.
Oh,
That's what you've
I've said
written.
nervous,
Yes, you've read that. You've said
Nervous
that,
kid
yeah.
Back to walk
And the
your
staircase that fascinated me. Yeah. Any memories that you would like to share?
This used to go to the first floor and also to the auditorium, and I think I've seen Irish priests come down this, who people that are teachers, and I've seen
What regulations, rules, strict?
yeah,
होता
and,
था?
yeah, strict tha, but they were also loving, and they were men of great character. You know, those Jesuit priests that have taught us and been the principals and vice principals of our schools. So there was discipline, and I was very nervous, and I was, I think, sliding into underachievement in a very big way in middle school.
Right. Vedang, that's yours.
Yeah.
What had gone into this?
So
Yes.
this is in Himachal. This is in Palampur actually. We were staying in this place, and I was actually shooting for a film, which is not our film. This is what I shot after I rapped with my Vaapas Aaunga. And this was one of the breaks I probably had on an off day. And it had just rained. And what had happened was these mountains had were just filled with snow. So before that, you couldn't really see the snow on them, like how you do. And I don't know if you see it, but you can
Yes,
zoom in the
yes.
back. And I thought that was a really lovely view. And Manish
it
was
was.
there. And
Yes.
Manish was like, boss, I'll take some pictures of you. So I said,
And you've written Kashmiri boy in his natural habitat.
yeah, I mean, this is not Kashmir, this is actually Himachal Pradesh, but that sentiment was,
Closer to Kashmir.
yeah, it's
yes.
the mountains, and I love the mountains. I
Yes.
think it's my most favorite place, be it Himachal, be it even outside the country, and Kashmir obviously is my #1 place.
Right. But, this concert that had happened at Atari border, I mean, it was like, I've seen some videos where also people across the border, were enjoying it. And there were a lot of, interesting emotions coming in from there. What would you like to say to that?
Actually, when we were at the ground, we were mostly looking at the Indian side of it.
Yes.
And of course, there's the other side, but we didn't really pay that much attention, honestly. And but since the film is that location is very significant for a film, our film is kind of based on the stories around partition of love and longing, and our intention is not to hurt but to heal, really. And but more than even the other side, we were that energy of that place with those 30,000 people coming to the edge of the country, and you singing the songs of A.R. Rahman with him, and also the songs of our film, which is based on partition, based on the making of that line. That was pretty crazy. There is something which is called the Radcliffe line, which divides India and Pakistan. And there is so much on the Radcliffe line in our film. There is a whole stand-up routine that Diljit does in the film where he talks about the Radcliffe line. To see that Radcliffe line is really a goosebump motion.
Right. So did you also have tears in your eyes? I mean, while we were watching, we could really sort of, feel the emotion.
So strange.
It must have been like very, very emotional moment for you.
No, it was I can't explain that feeling. It was definitely goosebumps because I was talking about my experience from 10 years ago when I'd come on a school trip to Amritsar, where we went to the Jallianwala Bagh, and we came to...
I think जब वो trip ही आप लेते हो जलियांवाला बाग में, वही आपको इतना emotional बना देता है.
Exactly. And for me, this was also nostalgia because I'm coming to the Atari border after a long time, and I remember I was going through my phone and I have videos from that school trip where we were literally listening to Rahman sir's songs. So we were listening to Maa Tujhe Salam and Jai Ho and all the songs that he actually performed there live. And I was in the stands. And this time we were, on and near that gate which divides the countries, and it was just bizarre to me. That whole experience was just unreal, and I couldn't believe Rahman sir was right there, performing these songs live, and then the other crazy aspect of me being there with him,
Exactly, and
also singing his composition at the border. So yeah, it's just a crazy thing, and I think we all felt a sort of when we played Maa Tujhe Salam, I think we all felt something, and because where we were, our perspective was right in front of us was this really huge Indian flag, and you could see everyone. I think the videos didn't do that justice because you see the other side.
Yes,
but what we were seeing was just so many people, all of them singing the songs and like the Indian flag.
Right on top, this huge, beautiful Indian flag. And I feel that everybody, like I was taking the shot and I saw Rahman sir and all of you, and Rahman sir actually just like did a salute to the flag, and that is just coming because of emotion.
Yeah.
तो nervousness थी, थोड़ा डरे हुए थे आप या मतलब naturally?
हाँ बिल्कुल, लेकिन I felt like honestly I went there as a spectator. I knew that I had to sing a little bit, but more than that I was just there, and like how you saw Imtiaz sir like recording things, and even I was recording everything, and I was recording Rahman sir like a fan, and Imtiaz sir, because I couldn't believe what was happening. It was bizarre, and also I had must say like front row tickets, so that was exciting, and the whole affair was just amazing.
And there was a time when you and I were sitting on the side, remember?
Yeah.
To be out and still be shooting, or just seeing more than even shooting, just seeing the performance happen like that.
That's
and I remember Ananya was there, and we were trying to find a corner where we could just like stash ourselves and just see.
Yeah.
That's why the impact was also so indelible. So, जब हम आपकी मूवी पे आते हैं, मैं वापस आऊंगा. मैं वापस आऊंगा, much like your previous films, there's always this discovery, you're discovering your own self. So जब यहाँ पे the return, is it more emotional, ज़्यादा physical है, it's more deeper than both these aspects?
Yeah, I think it is more deeper than both these aspects. I think it's emotional, it's a feeling of loss, it's a feeling of what you have transformed into. It is not only very personal, but it is also like sociological, anthropological, political. The fact that you were somewhere and out of force you had to leave that place and be somewhere else, and how then you have survived that journey. And there's a philosophical or a, I think, spiritual, psychological angle to it, that you always need something to keep in your heart as a picture that you can go to in times of misery and feel better about life and carry on. This film is about that.
Right. When you take a look at your own life, is there any particular thought of love, longing that you still hold on to? Is there any very strong belief of that?
See, there are many such incidents that I remember, but it's not necessary that all of them in the same way will transform into cinema or will be portrayed into cinema. This relationship between life and cinema exists, but it is not a direct one.
Would you like to add to that? Was there any particular aspect of love and longing that you still hold on to? I mean, I'm sure it's too early for you, but there is something that you would like to add to that.
Maybe he's done a lot already.
He's done a lot.
No, but I always keep saying this, that my generation of people, they're also looking for something that we see in this film. I mean, I can speak for myself, and I'm also assuming that this is what a lot more people feel about this. That we're looking for love like this, where it's pure and it's not so conditional, and it's not so social media, and that kind of a thing. I think we're all also longing for. So, in a weird way, this is, I guess, my take on it, and I know this is the generation of dating apps and Instagram and stuff like that, but to see this and from my generation, feel something when I'm watching this as an audience, I think that is what I take away.
Right. I also want to understand, what's your daughter's reaction been to the film, to the trailer, or whatever she's seen so far?
No, so she's read the script, and I have spoken to her about it many times. See, we have this relationship where when a story is developing in our heads, we speak to each other at that point of time. And this is more than even making films. Stories are the reason. Stories is what connects Ida and me. So she obviously, in every film and including this one, has been involved in when I was just throwing the concept around, editing the film, shooting the film and all of that. So many, many, many things. Like I remember that, for instance, there is a contemporary generation in this film. So I have taken a lot of input, not only from Ida, but from our other friends and Vedang, about how they talk, what is the lingo that they don't use. Because some other generation, an older generation, might impose certain words into the mouths of younger people, thinking that this is how they must be talking, and they're trying to be cool, etc. But young people don't do that, really. I've not seen Ida do that, or him do what usually people his age are shown to be doing in some films. So I wanted to steer clear.
Actually, I feel very strongly about this, because what has happened is that writers who write about Gen Z, and I hear this so much, and it's almost, I don't want to say it, but it's almost slightly annoying, because it's like, you have a perspective of what this generation is, and that's what you end up seeing in like a lot of media, like social media, and also
क्या बोला जाता है Gen Z को देख के, क्या बोला जाता है?
लोग हैं हम यार, बस और क्या, Gen Z कुछ नहीं होता है. I don't believe in that. Of course, there is, as generations change, the language changes, like a bit of like behavior changes, but it's the same thing. It's the same soul, and I see a lot of like, like whenever I see social media used in films, I always think that this is not, like, this is the perspective of what they think, our generation must be.
Right.
So what he's done is probably the right way of like actually accepting that, let me really find out and let me understand and not have a perception of what this generation is like and what they must be speaking like. And you are Gen Z, so of course you must be like this. Like I did not know what breadcrumbing means.
Exactly, I was
and
coming
he
to
did,
that.
and
I was
he
just
did.
coming to
So I'm saying,
that.
what does that make
I was
me?
about to throw that question to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what breadcrumbing is? What do you know what situationship is?
Unfortunately, I know all of this.
You know all of that?
No, some
Who's
of it.
keeping
Some
you,
of it.
you
It's
know,
just
abreast
like
with all these
my
things?
daughter, younger people that I
Yeah.
hang with, and they're not supposed to. Older people also know it. I think older people know more about these things because they're so fascinated by it, and they're not.
Yeah.
So they also learn about this.
And it's FOMO for them, which is very millennial now, not Gen Z.
FOMO is something that existed long before
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
people did, I think.
Now it's just an abbreviation.
No, yeah, it's an abbreviation.
So, do you think that social media has now made love easier to find, or do you think it's more harder to trust now in the era of social media, sir?
That
Harder, I think. Harder, I think.
Harder?
Yeah, I feel because you don't. I mean, you come across so many people, and I also think that somehow that is counterproductive in a weird way. I don't know because you're coming across so many people, and everyone is also coming across other, many other people, and like you don't understand. I think it leads to confusion.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
what I
like,
feel.
are you a sampler or are you an eater? Like if a dish is served, am I going to try to enjoy it and enjoy it?
Yeah.
Unless it's bad, and I'll say I didn't like it, right? Or am I this guy
taste
who will
test.
just, am I a taster? That isme ye
Just
theek nahi tha,
relishing
maybe I'll have something else. Isme ye theek nahi tha. It's like who you are at the point of contact is very important for a relationship.
राइट तो अगर आप एक दिन के लिए आप लाइफ कोच बन जाते हैं किसी के लिए तो आपके डूज एंड डोंट्स क्या होंगे प्यार में पढ़ने के लिए
प्यार में पढ़ने के लिए मैं ये कहूँगा कि आप जो दूसरा बंदा है ना उसके बारे में ज़्यादा सोचिए. Don't impose your ideas, your judgment, your expectations on that person. See that person as they are. This is what I'd say.
That's amazing. Yes.
I mean, this is the most. I genuinely feel like this is what something I would also say or feel, but yeah, it's about receiving. Yeah, it's about receiving, and I also feel like to a great extent it's about compromise. I think because, like he said, that there's so many samples now available that you feel like okay, something is not feeling right at this time, and maybe it's because that this is the wrong person or this is not the right match. And I feel like it's realizing that you're always going to have these things in whatever kind of equation you're in, and you have to learn to compromise a little bit also.
Right.
It's part and parcel of it, and it's not some it's not as big of a deal as it may seem to you.
दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के दिनों को अगर हम फिर से रिविजिट करें वो पहला प्यार कैसा था? I mean, I'm sure you know
आपको
there were
ऐसा
crushes and dating.
I didn't wait till college for पहला प्यार.
You didn't wait for college
School
for
में.
the okay school से शुरू हो गया
Obviously.
था. Yeah.
But
So how was it?
it was crazy. It was amazing. It was nice and wonderful. And all those things.
Okay. So any dating cliches that you think should now be done with? I mean, you should not really be focusing on.
I was not thinking of dating at that point of time. I was thinking of the person and how to get with them. Dating as a concept did exist, but I was not thinking I'm dating. It's not like I'm now fishing or I'm writing. And so.
Right. If you had a brutally honest dating app, what would the slogan for it be? अब तो सब dating app पे ही सब कुछ हो रहा है. So if you owned one, what would the tagline say?
I think I have no
You
idea about
wouldn't.
dating.
But you're the writer, so you can
You give me the brief, I'll write.
concoct this
Brutally
slogan
honest.
for the dating app.
Yeah.
Try to do without me.
That's nice. That's sellable. I'm sure there are a lot of takers out there, who would now be selling it. I also want to understand, like the Jeet had initially, I mean, like in one of his earlier films, it said that you are his lucky charm.
Oh.
And yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So how would you react to that now that you? I mean, we're with
I
you.
don't.
Is it the other way around?
Yeah. It is the other way around, of course, and it is just. I think he's such a man of few words that I think for him also to express something which is personal to him is a little difficult. So he must have just expressed his affection for me that way.
Has there ever been any film that you felt was too personal for you to make? Any idea? Any thought?
I think in all films there are certain
Yeah.
areas that I feel are very personal to me. Like in Rockstar, in Tamasha, in my Vaapas Aaunga, there are lots of areas, but not the whole film per se. I can't compare.
Right. You know, there is like every film has different characters, but you know there is also a common theme that we see in your films. Is there any character that you're absolutely closer to, and you feel your real self with that? It could be मैं वापस आऊँगा. कहीं नहीं, कोई सा narrative.
No, there are certain aspects that I connect. For instance, in Kino's character, I connect to my impressions of my own early youth.
Right.
But not directly, not completely.
Okay. We'll end the interview with some of the reactions that people have been putting out on the trailer once it was out. Gonna be a banger. Can't wait already. We Are Written by Imtiaz Ali is what we needed. Then Vedang as a lover boy. I can't wait. All girls are crushing. What do you have to say to all your female fans out there?
Thank you for all your support, and please go and watch our film on the 12th of June. It's releasing in a cinema near you. I think this is Imtiaz sir at one of his, like, he's in form. That's all I'm going to say, at his usual form. So please go and watch it. Watch it for Diljit Paji, for Sharvari, for Imtiaz sir, for Rahman sir's music, Irshad Kamil's lyrics. Like, you have a lot
Also watch it for Nasir.
Oof,
Yes,
of course.
Nasir
I don't think we've seen him like this in
Yeah.
the turban before, and like he's really like, I mean, anything said for Nasir sir is too little. So basically, go watch.
And also watch it for Vedang.
And Nasir ji hai nahi, Sharvari bhi nahi आई है. उनके
हाँ
लिए
जी.
one special message via Z that you would like to put out ahead of the film.
I think Nasir is going to be watching the whole film today.
Okay.
He's seen the rough cut, and I've spoken to
In
him.
Mumbai or here?
Mumbai.
Okay.
So he's going to be watching the film. So I'm very eager to see what he says after that about the film, about him, about himself. And I really admire that gentleman, especially after
Any
working
quality
with him.
that you absolutely
He's like a
are
kid.
in love with?
He's like a kid, and he's very he doesn't camouflage anything that he feels, and he can be mistaken or misrepresented very easily. He knows that, but he has to keep himself like that for his acting performance.
And for Sharvari.
We are really missing her. I'm really
Yeah,
missing her
yes.
today.
Yeah, but I was updating her the whole time. Yesterday, I was sending her videos
We really missed her.
Yeah.
She
that
would
Atari
have been the happiest.
Yeah, she would have been, and she said it looks amazing and all that. And I was like, should I video call you? But I think she's also busy shooting for something, so, and she's not in the country.
Right.
But yeah, we miss her, and I think these interviews are a lot more entertaining
When she's around.
when she's around,
When
and the
she's
energy
around.
is very different. So we just say
I'm sure
that
that's how it was even on the sets, no? The energy was completely okay.
in the set, you are not yourself. In the set, you are the
Yeah.
characters.
Exactly. Yes.
So you carry that. And somehow, although it's not supposed to be like that, but even off the camera, you kind of are in that
you're
zone.
in that zone.
Yeah.
I think it's just Imtiaz Ali's world that you're in, and you're
Over
absolutely
here-
enjoying every bit of it.
No, over here, we take a break from being the characters or being
Yeah.
the director, and we can just have fun with each other.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for giving
Thanks.
us your time. And yes, मैं वापस आऊँगा is clearly the film that you need to watch on June 12th.